Outside the lines of this hour, last night in Knoxville, Jody Meeks inherited the basketball earth. 54 points on the road for Kentucky. The junior shooting guard, a school record 10 threes, 14 for 14 from the free throw line. He breaks the Kentucky single-game scoring record set by Dan Issel 39 years ago, putting Jody Meeks in company with a lot of great folks at legendary historic schools. Lou Alcindor, as a sophomore at UCLA, had a 61-point game against Washington State in '67. Wilt Chamberlain, 1 year after taking KU to the national title game, 52 in 1957 against Northwestern. Now, we all know about the lineage at Duke. It's impressive. 21 years ago, Danny Ferry set the Blue Devil record, 58 points against the Miami Hurricanes on that evening on the road. When the date line is Chapel Hill, the record holder, Bob Lewis, Tar Heel record holder, his mark standing for 44 years. He had 49 points against Florida State. So there, Mr. Meeks, some perspective on what you achieved last night. Pat Forty of ESPN.com, as the cops would say, was an eyeball witness to this. What did you see last night?
I saw a guy in one of those zones that you rarely, if ever, see. You know, I saw Chris Jackson play. I saw Christian Laettner go 10 for 10 from the field and 10 for 10 from the line against Kentucky in that epic game in '92. But I've never, in person, seen anybody shoot the ball like Jody Meeks did, Bob. I mean, it's, you know, there's something electrifying about watching a long-distance shooter, and to see him in just that kind of zone, it was really a treat. It's why we watch sports, to see something that you just really can't believe you're seeing.
8-point scorer last year. I know he's among the national leaders, but he's come out of nowhere in his junior season.
He really has. Last year he was injured. He only played 11 games. There were some people at Kentucky who suspected he wasn't playing tough enough to play through injury, but then they found out he had a sports hernia. They had surgery on that, and he's come back and just blown up. Now, near the end of his freshman year, he was a very good player, one of Kentucky's best. Last year you didn't see any of it, and now, you know, he's taken it to a completely different level. He's definitely the revelation of the year in college basketball.
To break a Dan Issel record in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, put that in perspective, please.
You know, in a state that values basketball maybe more than anybody else, Dan Issel is the name in Kentucky basketball history, and a guy that, you know, is just hallowed. And for Jody Meeks to come in and break his record and do it the way he did in a tough game in a hostile environment against a big time opponent. This is the stuff of legend and lore, and Kentucky is big on legend and lore in basketball.
Got about 30 seconds. The Billy Gillispie era for Kentucky. Where does it stand? They lost the VMI. They lost the Gardner-Webb last year. Still unranked right now. Where's this program at?
It's a work in progress. I think there's reason to think that this team's going to end up pretty darn good, especially in a bad SEC, Bob. You know, they've got two superstar players. Meeks better than anybody expected. Patrick Patterson very good. And Gillespie putting the parts together around them. This could be the best team in the SEC. Not one of the best teams in the country, but could be the best team in the SEC.
And no one ranked right now in the SEC. By the way, that 54-point performance, an instant classic. ESPN Classic will have it in several hours at 6 Eastern. Pat Forty, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Read his piece online about last night. Tremendous. Our centerpiece coming up next. McNabb's long journey